Well, I'd like to preface this with I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a regular guy with a 9 to 5, a single father of two beautiful boys who's just trying his best to somehow teach them the lessons I learned without allowing them to feel the full price I had to pay to learn them. Uh, I'm a person who grew up with gifts that were not welcomed by the world. I grew up having to learn almost manually what normal looked like to everyone else until I became really good at pretending to be normal. I learned from a young age that other kids couldn't see the patterns in multiple choice answers that I was seeing on state testing, and that figuring out these patterns and letting other people know you can see them will just mean more work. So things like skipping grades, harder homework, things like that, nobody wants. Later on, after talking with multiple other friends and colleagues I've met along my life path, I realized we all had the same childhood. We were all considered smart but troubled kids, couldn't sit still for nothing, a strong passion against injustice, however we saw it, and constantly in trouble. We never seemed to fit in with the regularly scheduled program, but we did our best to be normal. It could only be hidden for so long until it seemed like we all earned a spot in our insert whatever year school called their gifted program. Only for all of us to conveniently not be able to access those specific memories. I have friends that found old congratulation certificates for Mars explorations they've never heard of, but they were credited in helping. Others were driven miles outside of their city to attend these special classes that all of our parents just kind of agreed. I don't know, this is early, and I don't blame them. If they told you your kid was smart, hey, he's going to these special classes, I mean, what do you say? So, in the end, all of us ended up getting diagnosed with either ADHD, ADD, or some other form, and given an Adderall prescription before being sent on our way. Another thing I'd like to add is none of us remember the medical exam that would kind of go with the giving prescription of drugs that contain methamphetamine salts, but again, we'll just chalk it up to weird memory. I'm not saying my friends and I are super spies, or that if you had a similar experience to what I just described that you're some spy, because probably not. I'm just saying, how much do we know about ourselves? Like if somebody put a gun to your head and said, describe yourself to me, and not the public side that you sell to everybody else every day. I'm talking the side you're afraid to reveal to anyone. The side you planned on taking with you to the grave. What would you say? And why is your answer so unclear? If you answered instantly, congratulations. You are clearly an ascended master who understands every aspect of themselves and where it came from. So go ahead and grab a seat in the back. And if you could, spread your knowledge through my comment section. Now, for everyone else who has no idea where to even start with the question, who, when told to visualize themselves, they either can't finish the mental image due to lack of information or fear. Like, just think about it. Where do your biases come from? Watching my 5-year-old interact with other 5-year-olds is pretty clear. Like, no human is born with instincts to hate. Modern studies show that up until about 7, a kid's brain is in theta state, which is the same state your brain is in under hypnosis. Now, couple that with the fact that the neurons, your sensory neurons that help your eye process the information, can't differentiate between you watching an action and you doing it, right? That's why when you watch a big game and the big play is happening, your hands start getting sweaty, your heart starts racing, your pupils dilate, saliva probably stops. That's because your brain literally doesn't know it's just watching a game. It thinks that it has to start preparing itself because it's about to make the big catch, right? So couple that with your brain in theta, which basically is all information is going straight back to the subconscious. Those are now the bricks you've laid for the foundation of your mind. Where do you think that these processes are learned? For any of you that's lost a loved one, especially a while ago, which do you remember more clearly about them? Some long-winded speech about how to deal with stress? Or the choice words that they'd give to the person who just showed them disrespect? Like, think about it. Can you remember all the words from the speech, or do you remember the look in their eyes? Do you remember the wrinkles that would appear on their face? My point is, we're just computer systems still running on programming from when we were about 1 to 7. And we've never bothered to update anything. Even worse, now we're trying to run new software, but it's not compatible with the old stuff that we forgot we even had in there. The whole point of this thing that we called life is to evolve. Every nervous system that is aware of itself on this planet is trying to evolve. From every plant to every animal, we even see it in what we consider non-living beings, which is pretty crazy since, like, what does it mean to be alive? Anyway. But if I did ask that, what does it mean to be alive? What would I get? Like 1,000 different answers? No, not right now. I'd be lucky to get like 6 answers, but you get what I'm saying. How are you still supposed to move forward carrying all your old stuff? We want change, but don't want to change anything. The closest thing that we have to a change in our environment or viewpoint is to close an app just to get on another one. And where does that lead you? This was supposed to be just the introduction to the channel, but somehow it turned into like a yap session. Fair warning, my future videos will be like this because unfortunately when it comes to truth, it's not me talking anymore. I don't know what you would call it, but I get filled with this kind of spiritual energy and the words just start coming out of me. Pause. I just want to reiterate again that I'm nobody special. I am just another voice on the internet, but I'm alive. I'm a living voice. I've lived the same life probably you did, just in different circumstances. We called things probably different things, but it's the same thing. I tell everybody that I'm a farmer because everyone I come across, my favorite thing to do is just plant seeds in their minds. Honestly, I like it better when people don't believe me because that means that you're going to want to fact check me, because the stuff that I'm going to say is so ridiculous and so counter to what you understand the truth to be that you're going to want to prove me wrong or argue. I call that the Mr. Smith effect. If y'all have seen The Matrix, how Mr. Smith can just appear in anybody, that's what it does, because the Matrix has to protect itself. But I mean, I don't know if you were waiting for me to tell you or for you to tell yourself, but you're Neo. Like, how long are you going to be asleep? How many times does the life have to show you the same cycle, the same sequence of events before you fix it? Think about it. Any problem you have today, it's not a new problem. It's old. It's a different version of some old thing you're refusing to deal with internally. So the Matrix does what it does and it projects. Now that internal problem that you refuse to deal with, you're now looking it in the face. What are you going to do? Can't run like you normally do. Ain't no alcohol when you're dealing with the person face to face. Well, hopefully not. Well, what will you do? Anyways, everyone I come across, I plant the seeds in their minds. And I don't know. Sometimes helping people find their own answer is more valuable than the truth as you know it. So this isn't for views, monetization, or anything like that. I'm honestly just tired of AI giving these comprehensive informational breakdowns or bombs without spiritual guidance. Because how can the AI guide you? It's like, what are we doing? We keep just coming up with steps to almost get us there instead of just taking the full step and going. It's funny because in the 70s, it was the opposite. Pure spiritual evolution with random guides who, you believed him because he said he came back from Tibet and he had a bag of mushrooms. But now we have all the information that you'll ever need in your pocket. All of the secret hermetic texts that people literally died over. I can Google it and find it and read it. But what good is it if I have all this information and no spiritual guidance? It doesn't do anything. All you get now is some new channeler, a new spiritual leader or ascended master ready to sell you the secrets of the universe for $300 and a week of your time at some conference surrounded by a bunch of people who are just lost as you are. And I'm not saying that everyone who pushes that stuff is out there to get you, as there are amazing content creators across all platforms that are doing the good work, for real. But also, as the saying goes, I'm just throwing stones, so holler if I hit you. That's how I feel about spiritual awakenings, and there should be no money attached to it, because for what? What are you going to do with that money? If you were rich right now, you had all the money you think would solve your problems, what do you think would happen? Because rich people are so problem-free. None of them do anything crazy like kill themselves or something. I know a lot of people that live horrible lives. You know what the last thing on their mind is? Killing themselves. And that's not speaking to anyone that does that. But if you do that, that's because you're not understanding the love and care that's here. And I don't care what, oh, but you don't know my story. I promise you, everyone's got a story. I got a story. And if I told it to some of y'all, you'd be in that realm of what's going on. But I don't know. I say all that to say, stop avoiding your gifts. This message is right here. It's not for everybody, but this one is specifically for you. How long are you going to keep denying that work that pops up and hits you in the face every day? And I know it's getting worse, because it's getting worse for me. It's getting worse for everybody else that I know that has a gift. Every day feels like a struggle for your soul. And it's funny because the fight isn't hard at all, since it's just you against yourself. But we'll go into that another time. A good rule of thumb is, for today, why don't you just pretend to be the best person you know? Whether it's Jesus or that cool sub you had one time, or a loved one you used to look up to, just try it. Go through a day doing what you think they would do, handling situations how you think they would handle it. Now pay attention to how it makes other people feel, because it's probably going to be that same feeling that you got when you first saw them. This awe, this I want to be like that. How long are we going to wait for somebody else to come and do that for you? I don't know. It feels like somebody wrote about this a long time ago, about how the kingdom is within you and you're within. I'm sure you guys all know how it goes. But that's it for this video, I guess. Ending video advice. Oh, love in somebody else's direction today. I'm not telling you to love somebody else, just love in the direction of somebody else and watch their face. See if they can feel the warmthness, the generosity that comes off of just feeling love. And I'm sure you'll make somebody else's day. Thanks for listening.